yes. Let's pause that.
The money flow.
What's going on?
It's the flow of the market.
Assume you can hear me.
And much like the ocean,
Let me know.
money flows in and money flows out.
Get some coffee.
And at times, it can seem like chaos. But out of that chaos, what if you could see? There's an old saying. It's hard to see the forest from the trees. Meaning we have to get above the treetop to see the big picture. And seeing the big picture is what the money flow trading system is all about. I've traveled America to talk with others.
Yes. Enough of that. What's going on? Sunday morning. A little late, not feeling that well. Got sick as hell, 102 temperature yesterday. Who knows? They can take you out that fast. The money flow is the name or the title of just a concept of seeing the market. That's all that means, the money flow. I just needed a name to call it, man. And there's an indicator called that too, and obviously they don't have anything to do with each other. And like a lot of people, I got interested in stocks. And when you get interested in stocks, you start thinking, well, fuck, if I could buy them for, one price, sell them for another, I could make a lot of money. And that's true. And that's what the trading thing is about, man. But inside of that is a weird, wacky, confusing world, man, that can mess with your mind. But one of the principles, and the money flow is based on a lot of principles. Sorry, I'm move the mic over. YouTube, messing up, man. One of the principles One of the basic principles was this idea that the money flow is fractal, meaning that time itself became fractal. This is the chart of oil. Now, it's an oil fund, USO. Now, whenever you start playing with USO, you'll see a lot of articles, people saying this thing's fucked up and there's some structural problems with the fund. But irregardless, it moves up and down with the price of oil. This is a fund that owns oil contracts going into the future. Whatever the price of oil does, that's what this does. And if you just look at that with these lines and shit, it kind of starts to make sense as you look at it. But if you've never seen these, if we looked at a clean naked chart, most of you should look at naked charts. A lot of these indicators I found took a long time to find them. They're just information wasn't readily available like we have today. Let me take these off for just a second. It's important. And if you're just looking at a chart, now most people who don't have any charts, they send me these line graphs or pictures of a stock, and a price is fucking arbitrary, man. Price doesn't tell you much. You're just looking at price. Unless you're trying to tape read. Back in the day, there was guys that would just stare at the tape as the tickers came by, and they would try to read patterns in it. And as you're watching it, if you see stocks that are in the lumber industry are going green, you start to assume there's a trend or a breakout in those type of stocks, and then you correlate what else could move up based on that, right? So if oil's going up, what could go up? Oil stocks, oil drillers, oil service companies, MLPs. You know what an MLP is, right? A master limited partnership. They do all kinds of shit in gas exploration and gas delivery to homes, like Energy Transfer Partners. This stock pays you money to own it. Well, every day it's going up and down, up and down. So look at this. Just as if you don't know anything about a stock, each one of these ticks is 1 day on a bar. That is 1 day, sir. It opened right there, sir, and it closed right there, sir. That's what that tells you. Well, if we look at that in relation to the past, And we begin to see that maybe a pattern could develop. The real term for this is a fractal. That's what I call it. Now this is, I'm just philosophically, you need to look. When you look at this price, just look, just dummy it. Lowest low, highest high. Right? Highest high, lowest low. Okay? Lowest low, highest high. Right? Highest. And this is, of course, just a few months. Now we can keep going. We can keep doing this. Right? And as you watch, as I watched, I don't know what you were doing, I began to see that it only goes so far, and then either profit taking or fundamentals change, something in the world changes, and oil pulls back, and then, oh wait, now it rips higher, and then, oh wait, now it pulls back. And it just does that, arbitrary of price. And you say, what do you mean? The prices that I paid for houses in the year 2003, you're never going to pay them. You're never going to get a house that cheap. Never. Life has moved on. Inflation, growth, expansion, stocks move higher, man. The prices I paid for Pepsi, you're not probably going to get those again. But there's new Pepsis. You get what I'm saying? Meaning maybe a stock like, and I'm just making one up off the top of my head, like Exxon. It goes sideways, and then it runs up, and it comes down, and then it runs up. And if I thought I saw a repetitive pattern in price, a fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating the simple process over and over again in an ongoing feedback loop. This is page 1 of the Money Flow. Driven by recursion, fractals are images of dynamic systems, the pictures of chaos. This is the picture of chaos. Just looking at this, you can't go, oh yeah, well, I think price will go. Like, it's just randomly. You see it? What the indicators do for us, because this is a random chart, is help us zone in. Meaning, as we add up here, that's called an RSI. The purpose of the indicators is to help us interpret this chaotic fractal pattern that appears in price. Meaning price will run and then it'll just get too far. Supply, demand, whatever you want to call it, man. Price of lumber runs and then it drops. What if when it ran, it set up similar? And what if when it dropped, it set up similar? And yet you still don't know if it's going to drop or if it's going to run. Meaning it just becomes a pattern. Watch. And as I would stare at charts, and I don't know how new you are to charts, and if you're just now catching charts, you're probably not doing that. Just staring at charts, looking for boxes where it looks like price has gone too far. And what I found is as price would move, not all the time, but sometimes it would be perfect. Sideways, price would break out. Now these breakouts take place over weeks and months. Look, sunshine right there. That is the end of August. This trade is not closed down or cut back until what? Into November, man, up in here. So what happened? It broke out. What? And then it just drifted. And then what? It stopped. And then what? It drifted. And that pattern, that's a fractal. Where'd my pattern go? Pattern, a price movement. Now, not everybody sees it. I've had people tell me I'm crazy. But I see it. I see accumulation when I look at a chart and I see a breakout and then I see distribution and I have no judgment on what's low and what's high. I don't know what you'll pay for Snapchat any more than I know what the price of tea will be tomorrow. I have no fucking idea. I can just look at a chart, and if I look at it, and here's what I determined. If I took these indicators and I said, listen, I'm going to assume the pattern is going to play out. 1, 2, 3, pull back 4, 1, 2, 3, pull back 4. Like I'm going to assume this pattern is going to play out. And so as it plays out, I just agree with it. If it breaks out above the 20, good, breakout. I agree with it. I want to be really long. Like right as it's happening, right? Right as it's happening. That for me, that pattern of being what, quote, I would call a breakout, the simplest way was to use the indicator over charts to explain it to you, right? And it's price moving above that green line. And that green line is 20-day simple moving average. It's a fractal pattern. There are 5 days a week. 5. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That is 1 week of trading. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. This is super important that you understand this. Time times amount times yield. This here, that's 1 week of your life. What was the direction of oil? Up. Where's it going? Up. Until when? Well, we can look back over the chart and see that it's very common for price, sell off, go sideways, we don't know how long, break out, run, right? Start to go sideways, break down, what? Go sideways. See, it gets a little choppy in here, but then what? Break out and run. And now what do you think could happen? So as a trader, I should have been long this if I'm trading the money flow. Meaning as I'm watching assets, as I'm watching ETFs, as I'm watching commodities, as I'm watching Forex, as I'm watching crypto and Bitcoin and bonds and all that shit, as I'm watching, there's so many things you can trade, own. As I'm watching every one of them, every single asset that's priced in dollars or fucking cents or on a piece of paper, when it goes to go higher, there is some way of calculating a fractal pattern of 5 day, 10 day, 20 day, and price when it breaks that, it's in math. That is a change. And you assume it stays that way. And because it does it so much, you'll see. Now here's the thing. I don't know what price is going to do. I have no idea. So we have to approach this game you're playing, this chess game, this poker game, this whatever you're calling it. If you're trading, you want to be a trader, right? You're trading. Most people don't have the mental to be a trader where you're moving in and out, a lot of different things going on. They get stressed and quit very quickly. You know why? Because you don't know where it's going. And they don't give a shit how many options you bought or how much of this. It doesn't care. It does its own thing. And we have no way of knowing, man. And so what the money flow did is it brought order to that. And I would begin to see as I watch price, it'll go from too high and then it'll come down and go too low. And what I found at this indicator, this RSI, I mean, obviously other people are watching this too, right? They're watching price. And what people began to figure out is, it runs and then it balances itself. Shit gets fixed. Things get better. They figure out how to deal with the problem, whether it be a commodity, a shortage, a glut, bad sales, like whatever. They figure it out. Layoffs, maybe look at Nucor Steel. We're not even talking about looking for stocks and reading. Guys always ask me, how do you find stocks? Fucking read. Look around, read. It's not magic. It's not a magic stock box. They're all around you, man. Now watch what's happening on Nucor. Stocks are everywhere, man. You just talk to people about stocks. Guess what they'll do? Gives you stocks. Tell you stocks. Stocks are everywhere. Stocks is not the hard part. As we look at this, you see it. Look at that, man. This sideways breakout. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Breakout. price moves above the average price of the last 20 days, 5 days a week times 4 is 20. There are 20 working days in the stock market. If price, and this is what we've noticed in every trend, in every uptrend, in every breakout that has ever occurred, price goes above it. It has to. It's numbers. If something's going to go higher, then the average goes higher, right? And this is what happens. This starts to turn. And you'll see it. Price will run up. And then where does it go? Usually about where it's been before. And this, what we've discovered, and I'm fast forwarding you, is what some people call support and resistance, meaning price has memory. As it runs up, it remembers, oh yeah, last time we were here, we went down, we didn't keep going. And it remembers. And that's how you can draw on a chart and look, starts to break back down, super bearish, right? And what do we see? Top, there's support or resistance. And you could draw these. People, you've read it in books, I'm sure, support and resistance, right? You can begin to draw it. What the money flow is trying to catch that movement, man. That just natural rhythm of price that you'll see. And sometimes it'll be picture perfect. And if you're a trader, what are you trying to do? Buy, sell. That's a trader, guys. Buy, right? Sell. More likely, sell into it, which is what we do. So as I go through watching, when I get stocks that do this, if I'm trading, they break out, they start to run. On this RSI, Relative Strength Index, we know when that starts banging green, which is defined as what, 70 plus, we know many times, and all of the time, meaning every move that stopped going up, that happened. Almost all of them. You'll see as you go look at chart. No, don't believe me. Go look for yourself. Now, does that mean you know that it's going to turn? No. But what I've discovered is that a lot of them do this pattern of price where this is expected. This sell-off, this stage 4 decline, for someone maybe like, okay, stop buying this. Why? Well, it's going down. We don't want to buy it till we think it's done going down and about to go up, right? That gives us the best deal. Let's don't fuck with this. Let's wait till we think it's done this and this. And you say, well, how could you tell? Well, what I've discovered is that RSI will go extreme just like it did up here. It'll do it down here. And really all price is doing is going sideways, going up, or going down. That's it, right? The 4 stages is about is as I'm watching this, I'm trying to make order of chaos, man. This is fucking price chaos. I don't sit in a chair and read for 8 hours, although you should read. That's where stocks come from, reading, looking. You should read. You need to poke around, man. Not for FOMO, research. You need to be about research. You don't get to just push all that out to somebody else and just sit there with your thumb in your butt. Research, look. And it's not to find marketing stories that are all hyped up. Like, I'm not talking about that, man. Avoid newsletters with their water and their uranium and their this and that. They're usually trying to sell newsletters, man. You need to be buying shit that over time is going to appreciate. Over time, owning shares of Pepsi and McDonald's and Verizon. These things go up higher and higher and higher and higher. You know who all the best stocks are. Apple, right? Ford, Tesla. Like, they're all around you. They're all around you. Money flows fucking everywhere. You come in contact with 100 different publicly traded. All you have to do is turn the news on with a notebook and sit there. And by the end of the fucking day, you'll have 100 tickers. Well, if they're advertising, obviously they have money. They're in business, right? Uber, like, it's everywhere. So as I watch that, and I know that to be true, do I want to buy steel stocks or trade steels up here? Is this what do I want to do here? I want to buy here? when on every chart, if you look there, it pulls back, right? So let's take it down for a second. That's an ugly chart, man. What an ugly chart. New Core Steel. I do like that company, though. Just a tip. We like to accumulate shares when the RSI goes extreme and price is on this side of the green line, right? And I'm waiting for what? A box. And I'd really like to see price above that 5-day moving average. And if you put all of that in a line, that puts your buy signals here and here. Now, I don't know about you, but that looks a lot like the bottom, okay? Now, does that mean it couldn't have gone lower? Nope, that's not what it means. But it does mean that every time it is the bottom, that's what it looks like. And if you're looking at the money flow, it looks like this, where price sold off, went down, and stopped. And we know that it's a probable pivot point, meaning the lowest low. So when I opened up with the lowest low and the highest high, just take a crayon and draw it like a kid. And you can define the pattern of price movement, right? Like you could teach your office people how to do it. And very quickly, they just have to believe that this pattern appears. If I said to you, when you look at charts, you're going to see a pattern of price movement emerge where it goes like this. Sometimes it does it perfect. And when it does, you can make a lot of money. And sometimes it doesn't. And that's what you see right here. This is all bullshit. What happened? Price is no longer in the money flow, man. Look, it stopped. It's all jerky. Look at the moving average. It's sideways. Where's this? It's barely moving. Look at the inactivity. See it? You know why? This is dead. This is dead. What direction? I have no idea. Up, down, who knows? Look, up, down, right? When does it become way more predictable? After big extreme moves. So when you get extreme points that are completed, RSI's banging, we have our highest high. What do we assume? You're going to do the exact same pattern to the downside, right? Look. So if I was of the mind to be shorting shit, what am I looking to short? I want to short stage 3s, man. If I find some shit that's overvalued, I mean, it's trading ridiculously too high. What am I waiting for? The opposite of a stage 1, a stage 4 to develop. I'm just looking to do that so that I can short the stock. Or what? Buy puts on the stock. Or what? Downsize my position. All of that could be happening right there. Based on what? It had already run. They made their money. They're traders. Traders trade. Money goes up. They take their money. Right? Now, we got to define trading. Doesn't that look a lot like the money flow? Fucking crazy. Let's see. Now, wow, Pepsi's been on a tear, man. Fractal pattern, man. I say in the very first page of the book, I want to say in the beginning of this book that I believe buy and hold investing. I believe in the power of dividends to compound and build massive wealth over time. I own many stocks that I've owned for many, many, many years that I do not trade or sell. I just accumulate shares. This book can help you do that. It can help you pinpoint the perfect buying opportunity. The majority of this will discuss trading, but don't limit the money flow trading system to just trading. Second page says a trend once established is more likely to continue than it is to reverse. Meaning whatever. Now, there is an effect that happens. I'm fast forwarding here. It's called the runaway. It's called the runaway. This is a runaway. Now, let me try to define this. I didn't go to college to be a teacher. So some stuff, like you don't even know you're doing it until you have to teach it. You know what I mean? Like you go to there, go, what about this? And then you go, oh shit. Yeah. This is that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to explain teaching it, because there's a lot of stuff that as you do it for a while, it's just automatic. You don't know that you're doing this or that. This runaway is where we get our money flow pattern, right? Although tight over there, it's tight. It got like new core there, but it's still the pattern. It's coming up from here if we move the chart. So we got price moving up, going sideways. It's moving down, going side. See how tight that is? That happens a lot with really high quality shit. This is Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson. You'll see that where might not give you the opportunities, doesn't have necessarily the volatility of another stock might have. This breakout happened. And if you notice, we just talked about what? The RSI breaks above 70. This is the relative strength index. It's not saying it's the top. What it's saying is when it is the top, that's what it does. Meaning you should expect it. It's kind of like a yellow light. And if you look, we catch the pattern. Stage 1, there's your stage 2 breakout, runs up, right? Puts in a 3. What happens? Price starts to do this basing effect. You'll see it look, each day gets just, it may not be perfect, but as you're looking at it, you can kind of start to box price in. And I would see it, I don't know why I keep pulling that up, like this. And no one indicator, no one anything, no. It would just be an accumulation of the 6 points of the money flow. One, foundational belief that price goes up over time. So is price going up over time, I'm going to do better if I buy it after it's come down. If over time things go up, if I just acquire more after they come down, then what? I'd be buying low and selling or holding higher, right? And I just... I don't know how, there's stocks that are $1,000. Who fuck knows? I don't know how high Bitcoin will go. But I know whatever it goes, let's say it goes to 100,000. Why not? It's 47 or 43, right? Why couldn't it? I mean, just based on that, fuck, why not? It made it from 0 to 43,000. Does that seem like a stretch of the imagination? Think about this. If I said to you, you could buy a $43,000 coin. All it's got to do is get back to where it was and you get 66,000. It's a lot of money, man. If you bought 3 of these, it's fucking your salary, dude. How long did that move take down? How long did that move take down? November was the highest high, 66, 67, whatever it was. 67 and some change. To what? 40. Now, I've started adding back right here on Bitcoin. And over here. Why? Stage 1. Like, I'm not buying any of that, man. It's not boxing. It's not moving sideways. So as I'm watching price, if I'm a buyer, I want to buy stage 1s, man. I'm arbitrary about the price. It'll probably run up and it's going to get right over here and it's going to stop again. Why? That's the price. That's the pattern of price. Sideways, up, sideways, down, sideways, right? So that the wave of the market, the money flowing in and the money flowing out, and having no judgment on how long it could go up or how long it could go down. But I do know what up and down looks like, and I do know what tops and bottoms look like. Now maybe I'll buy the bottom, and then there will be another bottom. That's happened a lot, and I still made a bunch of money. Look, if it just as a general fucking principle, if you just kind of accumulated on what appeared to be bottoms when it is and it breaks, what? You would have bought at great locations. And as price moves higher and gets up into where it was, if you're a trader, you start to sell it. Why? Well, it tends to stop here. Well, here's the beautiful thing. Our indicator, RSI, lets you know. Yeah, hey Gerald, it's above 70. If you need some money, if you wanted to trade something else and you want to do it from earnings or profits, this is when you might start thinking about it. And if somebody says, hey, you should buy some of this, and you go look and the RSI is 70, you need to know who you're talking to. Think about it. Why would someone tell you to buy that? Right? Oh, there's all kind of fucking YouTubers. Yeah, buy Bitcoin. No. Not on a 74 RSI, man. It's going to come back, right? And what are we looking? We're looking to be buyers on the opposite end, right? Now, if we were short sellers, yeah, that's what we're looking for. You see how the yin and the yang of that? You want to go short. Shit, that's what it looks like. If you want to short a stock or don't want to write it down, look, do that. Meaning trade from the right, bro. I trade from the left most of the time. I rarely short, but if you want to short, you trade from the right side. You got to see the up for the down, man. When they're seeing moon, you're seeing sun. Where they're seeing, oh, don't worry, optimism, you're like, fuck it, I think it's ending. Meaning you have to have a mindset of that to make this side work. And there are people, and you notice that about 29% of the time, markets are going down, and they're, most people are not bears. But there are some, right? There's reasons and stories, and some people are just scared, period. Wake up scared. This pattern, look at Bitcoin. Come on, man. It did it perfect on this last run. Watch. It did its box, and we're looking for boxes on this side of the 20-day moving average. That green line, that's 20 days. This shit is fractal. So what we're looking for is price to start basing. If you're depends on the kind of trader you are. If I used to trade just a lot of breakouts. I wait for the breakout and I catch the first day, put my stop usually below the stage one, set it, forget it, let it go up. What am I looking to sell when the RSI gets extreme? That's trading. You buy that one, you look back here, you place the stop loss, and then you what? Let it be. Roll the dice. And you wait and you think, okay, where's it going? Well, I don't know. But I know it just did this. It broke above the 20. It'll probably go for a minute. And whenever the RSI gets extreme, that tells me, hey, you've made some money. You need to take it off if you're trading. What if you're not? What if you're like a buy and holder? Well, don't buy up here. That's what that's telling you. It does mean don't buy. You're probably going to get a chance to get it cheaper. And then, of course, we did. So, not perfect, not really predictive, other than the sense that this is the pattern. That's how you're making order out of chaos, the chaos of price movement. Man, I had one more. What was I going to show you? Look at this. This stock CLSK. CLSK. And if you look at it, you can see the boxes in this chart, right? Now this one is a runaway to the downside. These are the charts they'll try you. Because if you notice the pattern, look, that was the bottom, dude, right? And then what? It just ran, and then what? Put in a box near top, right? So as it comes down, starts to put in another one. That is the pattern, right? So if you're buying a stage 1, you got to ask yourself, how am I trading this? Am I position trading it, which is what I do a lot, where I think that, say, the stock's worth $32 and it starts basing, and I don't have a lot of it. Now, a guy that had a shit ton of it probably sold something up in here, right? So we don't know his reason. If you bought a lot here and it's run up to here and you need money, you're probably going to take the money from this. The reason for doing this, the reason for trading is letting price go higher, right? And if my goal is to accumulate, like build up shares, I want to do what? I want to buy these ones, man. It at least gives me a systematic way to try to buy what I believe to be the bottom. Now, I want you to see something here, though. You'll hear me refer to, I don't trust these. And what I mean is, look, that RSI did not come back. It doesn't have to. You can get what's known as a runaway, where price runs, barely pulls back sideways, and then runs. And that would be stocks like Tesla has done that. You'll see them. GameStop, AMC. Look at Pepsi. Rips, runs, starts to pull back. Rips, runs, starts. You can have a stock do that for forever, man. Trying to think of one offhand here. BX just started fucking. Watch this support level. This is BX. I haven't done anything with this stock because I own a shit ton of it now. And I've just been watching it.